All right, guys, so today we're here at Dog Tap in Brisbane, which is Brewdog's outlet in Australia, and we're going to talk to Amberlyn from Craftapped Australia, which is an exciting new phone app, and you're going to want to get on board. It's going to be amazing. So, Amberlyn, welcome. How you doing?
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, no worries. First up, cheers.
Cheers.
Grabbed ourselves a beer. What did you get?
The Summer Ale. The Boys of Summer Ale.
Boys of Summer. I got the Hazy Jane, which is a Brewdog classic. If you haven't had it, get on it. The beers up here are great. If you're in Brisbane, definitely come up here because how good is this space?
This is
pretty
a
awesome.
very cool space. Yeah.
So, anyway, Craftapped Australia. There's Craftapped in the US.
Yep.
Is it you guys? Are you bringing it over to Australia? It's a whole new thing in Australia that's totally cool.
Yeah, so we work closely with Craftapped US. Basically, the way it got started was Craftapped was born in my hometown of Savage, Minnesota.
Yep.
I am familiar with it because my parents are longtime members. So I would go home to visit and would go to breweries with them, and they'd be all excited showing me, like, look at this cool app where we get to redeem a beer. And yeah, after a while I started thinking, I wonder if Australia has something like this because I want to use it. My partner Ben and I go to breweries all the time, and yeah, at the time we were actually living in Melbourne, and that's how we would explore Melbourne.
Oh yeah, okay.
On the weekends. Yeah, eventually started talking to the Craftapped US guys. Yeah, eventually signed a licensing agreement to bring that over here to Australia.
Yep.
Ended up launching in Sydney in June.
Yep.
Because we had moved to Sydney in the meantime.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So kind of got the process started there.
Yep.
And, yeah, here we are. So
yeah,
now we've launched in Queensland on the 1st of December. And
yeah, that's pretty exciting. So it's been 2 months. Yeah, it must be awesome to have 2 states going.
Yeah.
Is there a third state coming online? Like, is it going to be Victoria, like your old stomping ground?
Like, yeah. We're looking at Victoria next. We think that probably makes the most sense in terms of breweries.
Yeah, just the East Coast.
Yeah.
So explain what the process is. So what do you do? So I sign up for the app, and what do I get? What do I do?
Yep, so it's a simple membership-based model where you sign up as a member. It's $10 a month or $99 for a year, and you get 10 drink credits. So 1 credit is 1 schooner from the brewery's core range.
Yep.
So you have to redeem all 10 credits at different breweries.
Okay.
Then the app does not let you, say Brewdog is a partner, like you cannot redeem all 10 in a month at Brewdog, you know. Like,
so you can only come here once.
Yeah.
And, cool.
And then people are limited to 2 per day as well between 2 different venues.
Okay,
because this is not a bar crawl.
Yeah.
We want people to go in, you know, redeem their drink and then stay and kind of make a session of it.
That's the whole thing, because who goes into a brewery and has 1 beer?
Yeah, exactly. So it's an opportunity for the brewery to bring in additional sales.
Yeah.
So people may not use all 10 in a month, like the option is there, but it really only needs to be used twice to pay for itself.
Yeah.
That's what we really want to tap into is getting people to explore beyond their local pub, because there are just so many amazing breweries in the city of Brisbane that people just maybe otherwise wouldn't travel to. So it's a bit of an incentive. And then credits reset every 30 days, and people get another 10. So then they're free to return to breweries that they redeemed at the month prior.
Yeah, so if someone really does love going to a venue, they can go back there for their first beer every month. Yeah. And so does it cross state lines? Like if you're a business traveller, like you go to New South Wales or Victoria, while you're down there, if you've got 5 credits, you can be like, sweet.
Yeah, exactly. So it does, it'll work nationally, it does, you can use it interstate, and then, that's a big goal of ours is figuring out how to really tap into domestic tourism and make people realize that you travel somewhere for maybe a holiday or work, like you said, and you'll be able to use it interstate.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then a long-term goal of ours is to have people using it internationally. Obviously, that's not really the case right now, you know, but if somebody travels to the US, we'll give them like a 1-month membership to Craftapped US and vice versa. And maybe.
That's a cool way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So
because there's quite a few members in the US one, hey?
They're sitting at about 25,000 members across 14 states right now.
Oh wow.
So
that's a huge scope.
Yeah, so they're now taking off pretty quickly. Craftapped US recently did a bit of a survey and kind of found that about 59% of the time people are bringing a non-member with them who's also spending money, and kind of getting people to sign on that way through word of mouth. But again, it's like, you know, the opportunity for the brewery to bring in the sales. Is people bringing people with them. So
yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
This interview break brought to you by our friends at Bintani.
All right, hey guys, how you doing? So today I'm going to talk about how you actually get the beer out of the keg. So that's with the keg couplers or a couple of keg posts. So these here, these are generally what you use when you're a home brewer, and they're attaching to your corny keg or your small little kegs, whatever you've got. So black is for beer, B for B. Grey is for gas, G for G, right? Remember that if you're a home brewer. You can get universal posts, but that's not always guaranteed. So if you don't have them or you can't get them, just remember, grey for gas, black for beer. It's pretty simple. Alrighty, so remember, in on the keg, right? In is for your gas. So you put your gas on that post, okay? Black is for beer, it's on the out. That's how it works. So this is the pretty simple system. Gas goes in here, you filled your beer in here as much as you can for as easy as you can without oxygen, right? Gas comes in here, pushes the beer down into the keg, and then beer comes out here. And so that goes off on a line and that goes into your beer tap, okay? We'll talk about beer taps at a later stage. I'll show you all of those. There's a whole bunch of taps that you can get, but that's how it works on these sort of systems, right? So if you take a little keg or even a corny keg, but you can take a little keg, right? So once again, gas on there, and your beer goes on there. And that's how it works. You can take this to your mate's house. Now, you do have some taps. So this tap is called a Pluto tap, right? So my disconnect is actually broken, but it still fits on, right? Okay, so this is a Pluto tap. So this is all you need. So you juice this up with gas. You can get little gas modules, right, that connect to a little CO2 canister that you can buy at home brew shops or even the supermarket, sort of like the soda stream thing. Punch up, it's enough to fill this keg and punch out what beer ever you need. When you're pouring with this, right, this is a long thing here for a reason. It's because when you pour it out of here, it's really heady. It comes out of here and it's thing. What you actually have to do to this is put that in as far into the cup as you can, disengage the tap, and then pour the beer out and then slowly draw this tap out as you fill your beer. That's how it works. A lot of people don't do that. They just fire it into the cup. Heady beer. People think that you're not professional. You can be professional. It's pretty easy. Just do it. Every state is obviously liquor license is very different. Like, cause some states are you're able to say, oh, I have a free drink. Some states you're able to say, oh, we got happy hour. Queensland is not that state. How did you contact liquor licensing and say, this is what our idea is? How do we do this to work with your state? Or did you just say, this is our proposal? Can I do it or not?
So yes, having started in Sydney, yes, we contacted liquor licensing, and they said, no, that doesn't sound like it'll work. But we realized we didn't clearly explain the restrictions, because there are such tight restrictions. The app literally does not let you redeem at a brewery a second time. It disappears from the list altogether. And there's time stamps on the redemptions, so you can't have people kind of cheating that.
Like taking a screenshot and sort of.
So then we very, very clearly outlined, realized we needed to make ourselves much more clear on exactly how it worked step by step. And then they came back and said, oh yeah,
that makes sense.
That makes sense. It sounds like you're complying.
Nice.
Same thing with Queensland as well. So as long as we are complying with that, because we always have those restrictions in place, and we are very careful with our marketing as well, then we're good to go.
Yeah, cool. So as any craft beer nerd would know, Untapped is another beer app. They don't give away a schooner of beer, and you can't go in everywhere and you check in and you do all those sorts of things. You're checking in, but are there any sort of badges, or like, can you get a report as a person, like on my app, and go, oh, this is where I've gone the most, this is where I have never been, and I really should go and check them out, sort of?
So that's something a bit in the works. So there is beer redemption history, and the ability for people to kind of give their own personal review, but more for themselves, so they remember, like, oh, I was in this brewery previously and I loved that beer. Like, what was it? Because they might not remember. But something that Craftapped US is working on at the moment is the ability to do badges, but not the way that Untapped works. Like you
Untapped is a bit of gamification sort of a thing.
They're kind of working on that at the moment, and we'll kind of see that here eventually as well.
Nice.
Not our first priority to start with, but again, like we've got plenty of projects in the works that we'll see come into play.
What's next? Is it like all of Australia? Like, do you reckon there's some states that just it won't work in? Like,
we'll see. Like
Northern Territory, for example, I think there's like 2 or 3
Northern Territory
craft breweries.
Like,
it's bit difficult. Western Australia is also quite large.
Yeah, we would like to, obviously we would like to be around the whole country, and that is a goal of ours. That's not going to be in the next year by any means. And maybe by the time we get to Northern Territory, they'll suddenly have a booming craft beer industry.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's hot enough.
But we'll also take on craft beer venues.
Like the really cool bars, like Brewskis and Scratch and all of those sort of.
Yeah, so we've started to contact a few of those, so we want to start adding those to the mix, and then we'll also we're speaking with distilleries now as well. Breweries are always going to be our main point of focus, but kind of want to invite our fellow craft industry friends.
Schooner of gin. Might be a bit.
We've just gotten our first distillery on board up in Cairns. So that kind of got the ball rolling for us. So we got to speak with Wolf Lane Distillery, kind of what that would look like from a gin perspective. So kind of proceeding with like a complimentary gin and tonic when you go in. So
nice.
So going to be approaching a lot more distilleries.
That'll be pretty cool too. And it's a good market for it too.
So we really need to kind of fill in the gaps around the city, and obviously, like I said, the main focus is always the breweries. That's the most exciting part of what we're doing. We love it, but we kind of need to give members they need to feel like they have plenty of options to redeem their 10 credits at, right? So.
This interview break brought to you by our friends at Convoy.
So, in Australia, there's pretty much 2 types of keg types that are the most popular. There's this one, this is called the S type, and then there's this one, this is called the A type. You can there's an A, there's a D, there's an S, there's an M, there's a U. There's about 6 different types. There's even now key keg types. Don't worry about that. We're not too stressed about that right now. What we're going to show you, so this is the S type coupler, right? So as you can see, it's got this groove marked out of it. Basically with this one, this is the one that if you're going to get a keg blowout, this is the one that it's going to happen on. If you're going to have a beer shower, you ask around, anyone who's been in enough cold rooms and had enough kegs, changed enough kegs, has had a beer shower, because basically you put this on and what you do is you twist it to lock it into the keg. So I'm pretty sure CUB are the ones who use these ones the most, the S type. Put it on, you turn it around, and then you engage it. So when you engage it, that's when the faucet comes out, okay, and the beer goes in. So gas comes in here and it's pushing in, so top of the keg will organise that, right? But when it's up like that, it's all sealed, no beer can come out, okay? But when you engage it, beer can come out. So what happens is, the reason why so many people have beer showers is they're putting it on, and as they're turning it, because these are so easy to engage, they're turning it and pushing it down and on, so beer's coming out. So it's not just coming out of here, it's coming out of everywhere. It's firing up at you. And you know what? It's not going to stop. It will not stop. It's just going to keep going because it's engaged. The easiest thing to do, disengage it. It will disconnect it from the keg straight away. The little ball that's in there, that this is pushing down, that will stop and turn off. So if you're ever having a beer shower, disengage the keg, pull it out, start again. You're going to have to start again because the punters, they want their beer. All right. This next type, this is the A type. This one will not engage unless it is on perfectly. Now, what you can happen with this one is this rubber seal. So when it engages, right, that rubber seal, if you engage that too early or incorrectly, it can bust open. It can bust open on its own case anyway. But if you try and force that to open on the keg, right, before it's supposed to open, it's going to have beer coming out everywhere. So generally these types are a little bit safer. They've got this protective shroud right here, and when you push that on, it's going to protect any sort of beer shower coming up. I'm going to say most times, if you haven't had a beer shower from any keg, you're killing yourself, right? So this one goes on like that, slides on, you got to hit it to get it on properly, right? And then that's it. That's engaged and it's on and done. It's pretty simple. But then getting it off, hit it and get it off. All right? There's all sorts of different keg types and couplers. You want to make sure that you're familiar with them. Some pubs have 2 or 3 types in their keg room. If you're a home brewer, still got your corny kegs that just push on, fit. That doesn't matter. You just need to know what you're familiar with. Yes, it can be dangerous. Yes, you need regulators. You need to make sure that they're designed for what you are doing and using for. Safety first, guys. These are pretty high pressure. They can take a lot of pressure and they can explode and beer can go out of there everywhere. So safety first, make sure you've got all your kit, make sure you know what you're doing and get someone to show you how to use it, because you don't want to use a regulator and gas, just punching it in here. People have been hurt. Cheers. What about the other non-Australian state, but we all consider it a state, like New Zealand, because they're full of breweries. There's a ton of them over there. It's a pretty short jump. It's sometimes easier to go to New Zealand than it is the other side of the country. Surely they're on the cusp.
They're on our radar for sure. That's actually something before we even launched Craftapped Australia, we mentioned it to the Craftapped US guys and said we kind of want to like take a look at that down the road. And they were a bit like, cool, like we like your ambition, but let's get this going first. And like, okay. We are excited about that. You couldn't
not ignore, like you'd be mad, wouldn't you, to ignor New Zealand? They're crazy breweries so over there.
That is a goal of ours for sure. Once we've got a grip on Australia, we want to see what we can do with New Zealand as well. So
when you so obviously, would that come into like international travel again, the thing, or if people are going, because a lot of people do travel back and forth between the two quite often. Do you reckon that would be maybe something a bit more that you would need to offer between, maybe there might be a unique overseas thing?
So get the app to the point of, rather, because currently the way it would work is somebody's going US to Australia or vice versa. It's 2 different apps. So we'll give somebody a 1-month membership to use in the US, vice versa. But we would like to, if we are going to do New Zealand, because it's so common for people to jump between the 2, we would like to have that working on the 1 app.
Nice.
So that is like a future goal of ours and something we are going to be working towards. I can't say at the moment when that would take place. But something we're excited about.
I don't want to put you on the spot. I'm just thinking ahead of my own, of where I want to go and be able to get free beer.
Wherever you want to go, we'll go.
Oh, sweet. I love Alaska. Craftapped US, I guess. So how do people sign up? Where do they go? What's your web address, or is it an app that you just download and you sign up through that? What's the easiest way?
So you need to sign up via our website, which is craftapped.com.au, and download the app. Again, you can actually use Craftapped through our website, but it's a much better user experience to use it on the app.
It's native.
Sign up on our website and then go download the app. Or you can download the app and get to our website via the app, but sign-ups are on our website.
Cool. So if I signed up today, so what's today? So it's the 12th. When we sign up, does my month start, like my 30 days start at the end of the month, at the start of the month, or when you sign up?
It starts when you sign up.
So you don't have to, like, you're not getting to the end of the month essentially and going, I need to go and see all these places.
It starts when you sign up.
You just have 30 days from when you go, and everyone's anniversaries are different.
Exactly. So exactly. People's credits are resetting at all different stages.
Cool. That's pretty awesome. So if you're a brewery, how do you get on board? What's the easiest way?
The easiest way is to just tell us that you want to get on board. We don't do any lock-in contracts or sign-on fees or anything. We just want this to be a mutually beneficial partnership. We don't want people to feel like they're getting stuck in anything. And
if a brewery wants to participate, then they do.
Exactly. And like we do the setup on our end and everything. So like I go create a partner profile, I'll just send it through to the brewery just to double check that they're happy with the details and whatever, and then that's it. Like as soon as they say we can go live with it, then
off you go.
Then that's it. It's like we've made it as easy as possible for breweries to be a part of it. So
cool. So as you know guys, so Craftapped Australia, if you're not a member, jump on, subscribe. You get to go to all the places that Amberlyn said, 10 schooners a month. It's a month, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so 10 schooners a month that you get around the place. Sign up. It's a piece of, I nearly said a piece of piss. Don't say that. I can, it's an 18 plus. It's easy, you can do that. So it's $10 a month, you sign up, you get 10 beers. It's not a bad job to be able to go and do that. So thanks very much for coming and chatting to us. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, stoked to get out and start using my app. And yeah, so here we are, beautiful Brewdog, and we're going to have a great time.
Yeah. So
I've nearly finished my beer. We better cheers and I can get another one.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.